Right, let's sort this out. Good morning, everyone. I hope we're all doing well. It is Wednesday today. Is it Wednesday today or is it Thursday today? It is Thursday today. Oh, there's a robin. It's Thursday today. We've had a couple of storms come in the last couple of days, and I mentioned obviously that tree work that I was going to go and do. I think that I think that tree work that I was going to go and do the other week, I mentioned that in my last video. So today we're going to go and make a start on some of those. I did one on Saturday, just gone, but that wasn't really particularly that exciting. It was just pruning a couple of trees and making them look a bit nicer. So today it's actually kind of the same. I've got a client over the road who basically got a bit of land, and one of his oak trees is the top has snapped out, and he wants the thing pollarded. But obviously the limbs have snapped out, and they've sort of hung up in the actual stem. They hung up in the actual canopy. So one of those ones where I haven't got a winch apart from the one that's on the front of the truck. So I've got to wait for everything to dry up a little bit so I can get the truck into the field and pull the limbs out. So that's not on for today. It's probably going to be in a couple of weeks. But what we have got to do is we have got to prune back some limbs, prune a tree, and take some deadwood out, because he's got an area that he's just planted as well, and he wants to make sure that nothing falls on his freshly planted saplings, or whips is what they actually are. So that's what's on the job today. So it's not going to be a big job, but I thought I might take you along for it anyway. Just as a quick disclaimer, obviously tree work is very dangerous. You should only be doing it if you know what you're doing. The video and stuff I'm going to put up, it's not a how-to. I do know what I'm doing. I have been doing it long enough. However, times have changed since I last did it, so you could argue that maybe my skill set isn't as fresh or isn't as modern. I only climb with the one rope, for example. I don't climb with two. Well, it will become clear. But yeah, anyway, that has changed a couple of years ago. But so yeah, just I know, I am aware of it. I don't need people to go in and tell me that I'm doing it all wrong. I know. But anyway, the worker height regs, that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, yes, that's what we're going to be doing today. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee. Try and wake myself up a little bit and clear my head, because I can feel myself getting all bunged up. And then probably make a fucking move.
Well, ladies and germs, we are back. We are mic'd up. We've had some breakfast. We've had our coffee. I've had a fucking banana. Do you know, bananas, awesome bits of kit. I tell you, good fucking bit of good sugar, good bit of carbohydrates. Superfood, mate, superfood. Anyway, yeah, we're heading over. Got everything all in the back of the truck. Got our chainsaws, our kit, and all that kind of jazz. Excuse me. And we're just heading over to site now. So it's a hell of a frosty morning this morning. Had to defrost the truck, and yeah. Oh, traction control. Had to defrost the truck, and that was a bit of a task. So yeah, it might be a bit of a brisk one today, but either way, we've not got a shitload on the docket. Again, this is just sort of helping out the local people, and yeah, hopefully we can make it look a bit nice for him, and he'll be happy with it. So yeah, I say it's just really some target pruning. It's just kind of getting some limbs back that have been pruned with a pole saw. So obviously they're not really super good, I guess. Just taking them back to the main stem. He said he wants me to tidy up one of the trees with ash dieback. So, obviously it's an ash, but it's got ash dieback. I don't quite know how I'm going to tidy that up. I didn't bring my spikes either, so I'm not really in a in a place for a removal, I guess. But I could probably just fell it, to be fair, if I want to get rid of it. It is in a field. But anyway, yeah, so that's the plan for today. We were, depending on how everything goes, we might make a start on that big oak as well and try and pull some of that stuff out of it. Depending on how the day goes. And depending on how I feel as well, because like I say, you might be able to hear it in my voice, I feel a little bit rough. I feel a bit rotten. My sorest throat's a bit sore, and my nose is quite stuffy. So climbing is going to be fun, but you know, just take your time. We're in no rush. It's kind of quite a good way to be when you're climbing anyway, to be fair. Like, you know, at the end of the day, it's a pretty dangerous job, and it's you know, take your time. You know, measure once, measure twice, cut once, all that kind of jazz. And at the end of the day, if you're working for a load of teams that are like, you know, if you're working for a team that's like just production, and just wants you to just get on with it and, like, you know, not bother tying in twice, that kind of thing, fuck them off, my friends. They are not the company for you. They'll kill themselves sooner or later doing something stupid or dangerous. And to be honest, the industry is better off without people like that. So take your time, do it safely, do it properly. I know, as he says, about to go and do a job exactly that, not properly. Well, not in keeping with British standards. I feel like our American cousins don't. Our American cousins don't believe in anything to do with health and safety, really, do they? But anyway, I'll stop rambling. So anyway, yeah. So we're on the way. We've got Pasty with us. Excuse the footwell. It's been one of those weeks. Anyway, I'll get amongst it and I'll see you on the site. Alright, well, finally got our fucking rope in the tree. Jesus Christ, that was a task. But we should already be ready to go. Let me just feel. So the idea is taking off this limb, obviously this dead bit that's hung up, took off those two pegs as well, and that should be everything actually for this tree. Maybe clean up that knot up there if I can, where it's torn out. Maybe, depending on how excited we get. And then it's going to be on to, you might not be able to see it actually with this one just above my head, this bit here, take that bit off, and maybe that dead stick as well. And then there's a limb on that tree he wants removed as well. So that is the list of things. So to be fair, you can't see me, but I'm just fueling up the saws. Okay, right, the saw is fueled up, but I'm probably going to climb into the tree first, set my anchor, and then cut, I think, because we don't really have to worry about time here. We have all the time in the world. And also I don't really want to rush these things, you know, because there's not much point rushing shit. So, especially like I said, when we have time on our side. So, let's try and get into the tree first. I've done this fucking wrong around again, haven't I? Oh well. As always, we want to try and test our anchor point first before we try and do anything too exciting. Yeah, again, we're not in any rush, and why would you not? You know what I mean? Get the old foot ascender in, because at the grand old age of 26, my shoulders are not as good as they used to be. Well, this is just going to get in my way, isn't it? This is the thing with the Tuffelberger stuff, like having these front attachment points is really, really cool for your work strop, but man, they get in the fucking way. Might have been a bit bold having the hoodie on, to be fair. There we go. Well, our microphone's given up on us, so we're just gonna have to fucking do this old school. But yeah, got lines set up there. I'm not going to go any higher just because there's no point. I thought it's a different story when you're up there and you kind of go, I can't really get my fucking line any higher. Nah, fuck it. Nah, it's alright. Just leave it. So we're gonna get these 3 pegs off, that one there, and then deal with this dead hang. Probably gonna deal with the dead hang first, just so I've got things to stand on, I think, and then probably clean it up after that. So first port of call will be to get up there again. I've got my top handle. I'm gonna route my rope back behind the tree so that when this falls, it's not gonna catch my rope and pull me with it, which is unlikely to do, but you know, in the interest of safety. And then yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll leave this one rolling, and you can enjoy my grunting from afar. Can't believe that entire time the fucking camera missed it. That's such a fucking ball ache. 17 minutes of footage. Bricked. Oh well. Anyway, we did it. You see the pruning wounds up there, and there's one down there as well. And we didn't die, which is always a win. So I'll get this climbing kit off, and we'll attack the next few bits in a minute. It's a bit better, doesn't it? Get the climbing rope out of the way. Stone it the other day. This tree. Better, isn't it? We just want to get this one down here, and then that bit of dead stick above it. I'm not going to bother with that one there because if it falls off, it will just fall into the woodland. It's not going to impact the lovely planting we've got here. So we'll get our machine on. Might be another long one, but I'll cut it down in post. Okay. No, we'll get the rope out first, then we'll get the husky out and we'll sort that out. Or the big saw anyway. They're both huskies. It's getting towards 1 o'clock, it's definitely getting lunchtime. These cambium savers, the Turtleberger ones are pretty good. I never really get many problems with them, but it's always good to kind of go slow when you get up there, and then when you get the thing, just give it a good yank. Ready? Like that. Just make sure it kind of comes out nicely, and then you just pop them over. There we go. Make sure we don't get ourselves caught on things. Happy days. You want to get your retrieval balls, make sure you put them back on your harness because they tend to go walkies. And I've got a couple of spares, because again I know they tend to get the walkies. Right, let's knock this bit up. Lunchtime.
Hello everyone, and we're back. As it turns out, we are back in the house. I went on and got lunch, and the client turned up. Well, the client, I see. John, the guy we're working for, turned up, and we ended up having a chat, and I did the rest of that sort of stuff while I was chatting to him, so I didn't actually get any other footage from today. But got that other limb down. Managed to show off a little bit. Did quite a cool little like gob cut and hinge, and managed to hinge a bit of deadwood over the top of another tree. That was pretty cool. I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, and then we just dealt with a bit of storm damage on the way coming back. I've been driving past it a couple of times, and I got to a point where I was like, I need to fucking do something about that. It's like I've got all the kit in the truck. There's literally no excuse. So yeah, I just tied the tow rope around the back of it and just gave it a fucking yank, and it came out quite nicely. And then just chucked it all up and chucked it all back in the hedge. But yeah, although the truck died and then wouldn't start, so typical Land Rover. I think I know what's wrong with it. I think because I lost some power in it the other week. I've noticed that the turbo doesn't always kick in, so it just takes ages to sort of get going. I already got the milk out, I don't know why I did that. Takes ages to get going, and obviously like it's turning over really nicely and it's cranking really nicely, really strong, really powerful, but just cuts out for some reason. And then it's almost like if it was a petrol, it
didn't have any spark. That's what it's like, almost like the HT lead or like the dizzy cap or anything wasn't working. So I think from the googling that I've done, I think it's crank position sensor, which apparently is a really common problem for those when they get to a certain mileage. So yeah, I'll do that. And there was something else I need to order from JGS as well. That I'll remember what that is in a minute, just because it's good to get done. Yeah, so that's probably what I think's wrong with it, just because the symptoms seem to fit. I went over a pretty big speed bump, a pretty big pothole the other day, and engine warning light came on and it started to misfire pretty badly. So I turned it off and turned it back on again, and it was fine. So I think that might have been what it is. But yeah, it's really common apparently with older discoveries with high mileage, and 162 is a fair amount of mileage for those. I think you normally tend to hit about 220 before they just completely shit themselves. So it's relatively high. But yeah, so well, anyway, it's like 25 quid. 25 quid in a fucking afternoon, getting it up and sorted out, and replacing it seems fairly straightforward. We can have a good look at it as well underneath and check all the wires and everything are all fine as well, because apparently that's another problem, is that because of where it is in the engine, obviously where the engine rotates and stuff, where it's when you obviously start it up and you kill it and stuff, it might be a problem with the actual loom. So we'll have a look at that. But yeah, we'll get them ordered along with some other bits as well. And then yeah, that should be good. But anyway, so that's all for today. Got those bits done. He's going to have us back again to deal with that oak tree. And I met someone on the way actually when I was dealing with that bit of storm damage that wants their tree repollarded. So might even have some more shit there anyway. But anyway, cool. So thanks all for watching. Sorry I didn't get much footage, and I'm sorry the camera fell over, so we didn't really get much. I don't know how long this is going to be, but it probably won't be much long. It won't be a very long video, but hope you enjoyed it, and I guess I'll see you on the next one.